Welcome! It's a great day to be a miner because we're going to fire back up the GPU mining rigs. It's been a while, but we finally found a new project and it just hit mainnet. We're going to talk all about it. We're going to show you how to set it up and whatnot, but first, let's spin that intro. Finally, we get to fire back up the GPU mining rigs. Man, it's been a few weeks, but man, I am pumped. I'm excited. We're going to get these things online and we're going to hit up a brand new project, brand new on mainnet. This thing's actually been around for a while, but it just now launched into mainnet. That means it is mineable for the masses and we can start earning that sweet, sweet crypto. Before we tear into the project, what it is, how to set it up, how to mine it, and all that, we want to say thank you for our sponsor, HeroMiners. Let's go check out the ad spot. Let's go. Today's video is brought to you by HeroMiners, an amazing pool at HeroMiners.com. They feature over 20 different mineable coins. They offer solo mining, pool mining options, hourly and configurable payouts, low fees with mini coins at less than 1%, many location-specific servers to best serve your location, and all of these features are rolled into a single sleek GUI. Now back to our video. All right, so Quai, the project we're talking about today is Quai. This thing looks beautiful. We're gonna check out the project. We'll just talk about real quick what it is, what it has, the backbone, the community behind it, the developer and team behind it, whether or not we think it's a strong project, and then we're just going to go ahead and set it up. We're gonna get it mining. Of course, we're gonna use HeroMiners pool because we've used them for a long time. They're not just a sponsor, they are somebody that we trust and that we have used for many other coins and projects in the past, so that's why we pick them, not they pick us. Yeah, but without further ado, let's jump over and let's get this thing fired up. Let's go. All right, so here we are. Let's go check out the official site first. This thing is wild. Like, this is one of the coolest crypto websites I've seen in a minute, so let's get me out of the way and let's reload this thing real quick. Pretty sweet. This QU.AI, look at that, launching Quai network. We got the cute little graphics. I mean, this is a sick looking website. So anyway, it says rebuilding currency, a new financial system. Oh, I'll scroll the mouse wheel. Launching Quai network, sequence initiated, scroll to commence build. It's got this sweet scroll type set up. At the top right, you got to start building your code. You've got your link for your Twitter X, your Discord, and then a little menu button. But let's check this out. Watch it follow my mouse. Yeah, I'm impressed by the website, but let's use the scroll wheel and check the rest of it out. And as you scroll, look at the little people. Oh yeah, in the buildings, we got all kinds of people randomly around. Look at this thing. Reignite the crypto revolution. Money is losing its meaning. Find yours. It's transitioning the world of blockchain with the first decentralized energy dollar. QI. Designed to provide predictability, value, and facilitate seamless transactions. Check it out when I move the mouse. It gets all wonky, all cool. So let's keep scrolling down. That's the first part of the problem. And then if we go up here, we got these people brainstorming scalable proof of work without sacrifice experience, ultra fast transactions with throughput of da-da-da-da. Yeah, throughput's important. We all know that. Shared security, merged mining parachains. Let's scroll on down. This thing just needs some creepy music to go with it. Like, this is Skynet, man. This is Skynet here. Powerful platform economy. Programmable finance for the real world. Quai network features EVM-compatible smart contracts as well as MEV-resistant transaction ordering. They're doing really good with their acronyms, their big words, their buzzwords. Like, this is a cool site. So let's keep scrolling and see what else we get in the bottom layers. And there's the entire building pulled back and the whole ecosystem and the entire city now. Building the blockchain of the future. Start building and code. And then if you scroll on down, you get your other what can you build, gaming, NFTs, social, DeFi, all the fun stuff, metaverse, payments, developer resources, articles, news, And right here on 2/5, that's today, our launch, Quai Foundation mines the Quai network Genesis block. If you're not big into crypto, Genesis block means the first one on the main net. Whenever they launch your main net, usually a project goes on a test net, they get all the bugs worked out, then they move over to the main net. And the first block mined is the Genesis block, and a lot of times any bugs or quirks moved over hit going into that Genesis block, and then they start to iron it out and get rolling. So it is up and live now. And then you got other articles, partners, and then of course your quick buttons at the bottom, docs, code, networks, learn, white papers, Yeah, this site is sick. And you know, just scrolling through it super fast up here, it's really, it reminds me of something. Let me go check it. I'll show you what this specifically reminds me of. This whole setup here. It's really well done, by the way. Web developers nailed this one. All right, but this reminds me of like that. Just that website reminds me of the Hive, man. So, all right, now let's actually go into, that's just kind of a brief overview, and there's plenty of resources and plenty of ways to really dig into a project to get what it's really about. Dig into the white paper, read about it, go on to social media, go on to Discord. This Discord is really its own point. Like they've got a lot of action going on, but they're always busy. A new crypto's always busy on mainnet launch. But they have a lot of backing, a lot of members. I saw like 3,000 members in there, and yeah, there's a whole lot behind this project. It's not just one that they just did a duplicate of another blockchain and launched it. This thing has been in testnet. They've been developing for a really long time before they ever brought the launch about, and that gives it really promise, because that means it has legs. That it's not something that one developer that just generated this thing out of nowhere, that spun it up, is just going to be like, okay, I'm done. It's a whole giant team. It's got a whole community backing it already. That gives it legs. So yeah. So now let's just go real quick. We want to go through a quick setup. How do we get this thing up and mining? So okay, so your first step is you need a wallet, right? You need somewhere to mine the stuff to. A lot of times you either need a wallet or you need to mine to an exchange. You got to mine it to somewhere. You need a unique address so that any rewards that you make come to you. For this, they only really have this wallet out of the gate, and this is called the Pelagus, I want to say it is. And the reason I call it the Pelagus, I believe it comes off of this meaning. Pelagus is a Latin word that means the sea or mass of water. So that's what I was looking at. I think that's what we're talking about here. Pelagus is also part of the word archipelago, which comes from Greek word Pelagus and the medieval Italian word archi. The word archipelago refers to a group of islands. So it's a sea or mass, right? An extensive mass of a blockchain. I believe that's where they're probably going with the wallet and all that. So yeah, we got to get this wallet. Where do you get it? You got to go to the Chrome Web Store.google.com, and then you'll just search for Pelagus, Pelagus. You want to go ahead and click at the top right. You want to download and install. Let me start over. Before we do any of this, I want to just say, protect yourself, be smart. Set this up on a VPN machine, even maybe a VM machine, something like that. But this is a Chrome extension browser extension that is also a wallet. And there's been a number of these, and some are pretty legit, some are kind of dangerous. That's why we say always protect yourself. I am using a VM separate machine for this specific setup, right, to get myself that address. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We went ahead and hit install, download and install, and now it's already showing here. So it shows in the top right to remove from Chrome. So it's already there. So the next step is we've already downloaded and popped it up there. Now we want to set it up. And we'll do that live because we haven't done it yet. The other thing was you could go to the GitHub and try to work it from there. I can put the link for the GitHub as well. And we got all this information right from either their website or from their Discord. right there on their Discord. Once you active or sign into the Discord or join the Discord, then you will first verify so that you get all the channels. And then once you verify, you want to click the getting started link in the Discord. And then from there, it has all kinds of documentation. And they have one called Quai docs. Click the Quai docs and it gives you a tutorial and it shows you the wallet. It gives you links for gives you direct links for these, which I'll put them down in the description to make your life easier. All right, so in the next part, we want to set this thing up. So it's asking, let's secure your wallet, password, repeat password. We're going to set it up. So make sure to put in a very strong, unique password. Make sure it is unique. Don't use one that you use on your main email and your login for everything else. Always use unique. Jot it down on a physical piece of paper if it's in a secure place. Make sure you store it somewhere, but make sure it is a unique password. So we're going to go ahead and do that and come back. Okay, so now we got our password in there. We're just going to hit anchors away. By the way, there's a link right there for you can join the community. You can join the Pelagus link for Pelagus for the wallet, their Discord, or their Twitter. So let's hit anchors away. And then let's see what happens next. It says, before we get started, it's important to write down your secret recovery phrase and store it somewhere. Yeah, so now it's going to create us like a seed phrase, basically, and we're going to need to jot that down. I recommend putting that in a safe place, jotting it down on a physical piece of paper, or however you choose to store it. Storing it electronically, be careful. Definitely don't store it on the same computer that you're using the extension. That would be a terrible idea. And so next we're just going to hit create recovery phrase. All right, so after you're done with that, it will say to verify your seed phrase. You would click I wrote it down, then it'll go to verify your recovery phrase, and you need to populate the correct data, the correct word into each one of those lines, and then you're going to hit continue. Okay, then you're going to hit verify, and then you're going to hit finalize, and then that's when you get to here. Now it's saying to avoid conflict with other wallets, we recommend that you turn off your other wallet extensions. So you would do that up in your extensions. To give access to the site, click it. So this is the only one that we have actually up here. The extension button looks like the little puzzle piece up top, and your bar up here. And there is our Pelagus. Bam. Just like that. I clicked the little extension, I said open, and there it is. So it's got my address at the very top. And this is where you're going to copy. This is your mining address. This is what you're going to use up here in the very top of your wallet. That's what we need. So right here it says testnet ended, all transactions are disabled, which is fine. We just need our receiving address. Now that we have a receiving address, yeah, just copied the receiving address. Now let's go set up our miner. That's the important part. We've got ourselves a wallet. Now we need to go, we're going to use Hive. We're going to fire up one of our 3070 rigs on it, get it rolling, and then of course, if it's rolling well, then we'll move over and we'll start firing up the other GPU mining rigs. All right, now it's time to set up our miner. First and foremost, we logged into Hive, and the first thing you should do is update your OS version. You want to update to the newest version of Hive. I'm not going to go through that. It's pretty easy, just down at the bottom where it says OS version. If it's not the newest, there's usually a little arrow there, and you can click that, and it'll just go through its thing, reboot, and then, of course, you can see right here that 43 minutes ago I did upgrade. It's SELF upgrade. Self-upgrade successful. So that's where we updated it. Boom. Now let's start getting this thing actually set up to mine. So the first thing we need to do, we need a new flight sheet, right? Because what we've got set up is not going to mine. We need to tell it where to mine to. From the rig, I just went ahead and clicked our flight sheet tab, jumped over there, and then at the top, I'm going to hit flight sheets page. We're going to jump over to the flight sheets page, and this is where we're going to set it up. This is where the magic happens. Let's select our coin. We're going to put in Quai here, QU.AI. Doesn't even have the little coin symbol. It's just got the black thing. That's usually happens when it's new. So now we're going to have to select our wallet. We don't have one, right? So now we need to hit add wallet. We want to create a new wallet for this thing. The address, that's what we just created, right? We just created a new wallet. So that address you just copied, you're going to paste in there. Your address. Name your wallet. I'm going to name this one the Quai Pelagus wallet. And then for source, I'll just leave that blank. I would probably save this as global. So yeah, it doesn't really matter because I'm only using the one farm. So yeah, then we would just hit create. And there's your wallet. All right, now that our wallet's in there, we got to select a pool. And again, for this one, I'm going to use HeroMiners because that's my favorite pool. I've been using HeroMiners for a really, really long time. They've served me quite well. They have quite a bit of different coins. Let's just take a look real quick at their main dashboard. Okay, so yeah, here's the HeroMiners.com, their main site, and these are all the coins that they support. If you look at the list, you'll notice that Quai is not in there yet, because today is launch day. They haven't got this added onto here. There's still bugs worked out. I'm sure they'll update the website and have that in here. So to actually get to the Quai part of HeroMiners, you do Quai.HeroMiners.com, and now we're actually over into their main part for the Quai. So now we want to add that pool into here. So if this was a more established coin, we would have all the pools, like all the main pools in the drop down. So far only Cryptex and K1 are showing for Quai, which I have used Cryptex for a couple other things, mainly for script mining. The only thing I've used it for really is script mining because it does pay out in only LTC, Litecoin. So it converts all the Dogecoin and all the merge mining rewards. So Cryptex has done pretty well for me, but for this specific coin, I want to stick with HeroMiners. I know that they're great with pool mining, especially with newly launched pools or newly launched coins. So to do that, we are going to hit configure in miner since it's not already configured in the dashboard. And now we need to select our miner. We're using NVIDIA, so we want to use Rigel miner. So we'll hit that from the drop down and then we'll hit select. And now we need to configure it so that it'll actually mine to our pool, because right now it doesn't know where it's mining to. It just knows that it's using this miner and it's going to this wallet with this coin. So now we need to hit up setup miner config. So for our wallet template, we'll just use wall. We'll just hit right here. We'll use wall. Then for password, we'll leave blank, but then we're going to put in our worker name, and we'll just put it just like this so that it pulls in our normal worker name. And then this is where we're going to get our pool URL, and that's where you need to go back to your HeroMiner site to grab that, and that is... Okay, so back here over in the Quai.HeroMiners.com, this is where we're going to get our address, what we're going to mine to. So right over here are the different, again, this is the ProgPow algorithm, I'm sure I've mentioned it, but this is the different places that we can mine to fire this thing up. We've got Central Europe, Southwestern Europe, Northern Europe, Eastern Europe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 North Americans, South Americans, Central Asia, East Asia, South Asia, West Asia, and Oceania. We are in the Eastern United States, so that will be the stratum that we're going to use, stratum and port. Port is 1185, and we're just going to copy that. That's where we're going to put into our flight sheet. We're going to put it right there. All right, so now we've plugged in, our algorithm was already in there, our wallet, our worker name, and our pool URL with port for Quai.HeroMiners. So now we're going to apply changes. Okay, next we'll jump back over into our worker, and then we are going to fire up the new flight sheet. So we'll click the flight sheet tab, we'll navigate down to our newest one, and then we'll hit our little rocket ship over here to the right to blast this thing off right over here. And let's fire that guy up. And now it says a worker has been updated successfully. We'll click back over into our overview tab, and this thing should start to spool up. Alright, well, real quick, it didn't just fire up. We had some issues. We weren't actually hitting to starting the mining, so then I started questioning my flight sheet, which flight sheet's perfect. Don't worry about it. Follow the flight sheet. The issue was the NVIDIA drivers were really out of date, so I went ahead and re-updated the OS and the NVIDIA drivers, and it's real easy to do. If you need to figure that out, there's plenty of tutorials. Just type into YouTube and say how to update Hive OS NVIDIA drivers or how to update Hive OS OS version. anything like that. You'll find lots of them. Rabid Mining has a really good one. Shout out Rabid. So yeah, if you need to do that, do that. And then once I did that, it fired up, but it still wasn't hashing very well. And that's because of the overclock. So let's go into the overclock. Well, here's the easiest, especially with a 3070, easiest way to overclock. This is a prog pow algorithm, so we'll talk about if you're not using a 3070, but if you have a 3070, the easiest way to do these, let's move me out of the way and we'll go through it real quick, is you just hit your little overclocking symbol over to the right, and you're going to click that, and then you're just going to hit popular presets. And this works for a lot of things, not just for this specific algorithm, but for us, we're going to search our coin, Quai. We're going to then see there's some presets right underneath, and I use this top one, Core 200, MEM 2000, PL, power limit 110, and that's what I'm running, and I'm actually really happy with it. It's doing pretty well with that preset. So whoever did that, shout out to you. You can, instead of using these ones here, you could simply use just the algorithm. So go back to popular presets. Take out the coin, we'll come back out and then we'll do it again. You just go to your popular presets, you don't put in the coin, and you just do prog pow, and now you're gonna have a whole bunch. Well, you got to take the 3070 out of there, and then you're just going to go down through all these GPUs. You could select a GPU, or you could just scroll down through. There's pages and pages of prog pow that are already set up, so don't try to reinvent the wheel. Word of caution, glance at what you're selecting before you select it, in case somebody's got some really ridiculous overclocks in there. You don't want to fire it up and throw 200 watts on your 3070 or something silly like that, where somebody didn't know what they were doing and stored it in there. So yeah, this is how I would recommend just to start out with, and then you fine tune it after. This is just to fire it up and get it going. So now, as you can see, I mean, we're hashing away. We're doing really well here. It's running, the total rig's running 1127 watts, and that's in the software, so it's usually more at the wall. And it's doing 208 mega hash on ProgPal. So if we jump over to the pool, we want to check it in HeroMiners to make sure that we are getting what we want. So when you go to your Quai.HeroMiners.com, and then you'll scroll down, and then right here where it says your stats and payment history, you're going to paste in your address that you're mining to, that you plugged in from your wallet into Hive, and you're going to put it here, and you're going to hit look up. You're going to scroll on down, and it's going to show you all your statistics. It shows that my current hash rate is 211 mega hash, and it's projecting a daily earnings of 15.35 Quai, which take any kind of early calculators with a grain of salt, because this is early launch. Hash rate's going to fluctuate wildly. The chain could run into issues, but yeah, that's it. It's showing my rig. It's showing the mega hashes. It's showing that the 1 hour, the 6 hour, the 24 hour. We're up and mining, baby. This is it. It's gone. But yeah, baby, we're up and mining. Everything is working perfectly. It's hashing away. I'm happy with the power usage, about 100 watts per card, give or take. Yeah, so I think these are pretty good settings. Then we're going to go set up some more rigs, but for now, let's go ahead and talk about this thing and get out of here. Go.
Well, there you have it. We got this thing set up, we got it mining, and hopefully we earn some really sweet rewards. They do have a very active community. Again, make sure to follow their Discord, their Twitter, their X, whatever you want to call it. They are posting lots of updates, and yeah, they will be listing, I'm sure, in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. Make sure to check out their timeline, because of course, without liquidity, a project is not really very valuable, is it? So tell us your thoughts. What do you think of Quai? Do you think this is a valuable, worthwhile project? I mean, it's exciting that we can get the GPU mining going again. Hopefully this thing builds and builds. It looks very, very promising. Of course, not financial advice, but tell us what you think. Do you think this is a waste of time? Do you think this one has legs? Is it going to go anywhere? Yeah, I think that about wraps it up for today. If you have questions or comments, make sure to post them down below. And if you're new to mining, you need some help, make sure to join the Misfit Mining Discord. Always plenty of seasoned vets in there willing to help you out. And if you liked the video, you know what to do. Smash that like button and subscribe for future content. Thanks for coming along and enjoy the ride.